This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Howdy, everybody, and welcome to Racecraft TV here at lovely Phoenix International Raceway for round 3 of our playoffs here for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. I'm Austin Knight. I'm joined by Peyton Hill. We have a special in-car on-track reporter of Michael McKinnon joining us here today. Peyton, how are you doing, and how excited are you for today?
Man, I'm really excited. I'm doing real good today. This season's dropping down, and to be here this whole season was really great, but we got one more race after Phoenix here, and it's gonna be a good night tonight. Good battles. I'm excited.
Certainly is looking like a lot of great battles happening up after a strange race at Pocono, where, you know, things happen, and the point situation is very tight. So we have Michael McKinnon with us right now, and Michael, you want to give us a little bit of a rundown of the point situation?
I absolutely will. For all the viewers out there watching, all the family, right now there's 2 spots open left in for the championship 4. You got Brandon Bullock locked in, pardon me, and you have Bradley Wilson locked in. Then right now Blake Lothian holds 14-point lead over Keith Bradley. And Keith Bradley is holding only a 1-point lead over Chris Cinnamon. So there's going to be quite a battle going on this evening.
Certainly does look like quite a battle. I know you're also in that battle as well.
Yeah, I'm 5th right now. I think I'm 8 points behind Tyler Dittmer, and I think Tyler is somewhere around 11 points behind Cinnamon. So we're all going to get in the scrum a little bit tonight, see what happens.
And it is Phoenix. It's a little bit weird track. It's a shorter triangle than last week's triangle. Are you expecting anything from this race going into it, or not really?
I'm expecting restart to be a little hairy. These things are really loose off of 4, and they're loose off of 2 on new tires. And for some reason, I've had a lot of people talking, and I've had it myself, that we're getting a little bit of front brake lockup, making the trucks really tight, and then they want to snap loose as you're coming off. So restarts are going to be incredibly interesting to see what happens.
Well, we go to green very soon. We'll keep bringing you around track and keep getting checkups throughout the race. So thank you, Michael, for joining us and giving us a rundown on the event, and we'll see you soon.
10-4, everybody stay tuned. This is going to be a good one.
It certainly feels like it. We're going to bring it over to Peyton. And Peyton, how are you feeling about this race?
Oh, like I said earlier, it's going to be a very interesting race with how tire wear is going to come down to it, and when the runs start coming, it's going to be interesting. I'm very excited to see with how all these tire models fall into play, especially with how realistic the sim is. So I'm excited for sure.
Yeah, qualifying is pretty much in the sand right now. Everybody except for one driver, Brandon Bullock, putting in a time. 19 trucks in the field right now. So the field started to dwindle down. I know some of these drivers who are not in the playoffs don't really want to be that driver that has an instant of a playoff driver that just gets heated by fans or their team. So I totally understand if some of the drivers are not here. It's not as big as the field as we had, but coming from Pocono to here, what is the biggest change that we're about to see for this week?
Man, I'm kind of expecting the drivers to be a lot more aggressive than they were last week when it comes down to going for a win or of some sort. Because I think this is a win and you're in situation with this playoffs coming down.
It is.
So there's only 4 spots and 2 of them have already been filled. So it's going to be super aggressive, battling for position and just doing everything you can to make that final to make the final 4 for the playoffs, because that prize can't argue with that.
Yeah, that prize certainly a big one in the playoffs. The championship is actually next week after this one, so 5-round playoff series, and this is the finale, final race to get into the finals. So, you know, one of these drivers going to get in by points, the other one's going to lock themselves in. And who will that be here today as we look at our qualifying results very soon? But it's Keith Bradley currently up there on provisional pole by 1/100th of a second. Pretty much the top 4 all within 1/10 of each other. Out of these top 4, who do you got?
Oh man, it's too much to choose so far, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to put my money on anybody just yet. Well, ask me a little bit later when the race comes down, when race starts.
No. You can't do that. All the bets close when the green flag drops. Have you never bet on sports? I know sports betting is actually legal for you. It's not legal for me, so I shouldn't be admitting to this anyway. But, you know, mostly the gates close when the green flag drops.
Man, so the top 4, you're saying?
Well, pretty much out of the entire grid, but I was looking at the top 4 because they were all within 1/10 of each other.
I don't know. Keith Bradley, he's been real quick recently. He's always been up in the front, and so.
Well, here's our grid for you to make up your mind. Keith Bradley's going to be starting up on pole, followed by Robert Richards,
Woo!
Justice Scruggs, Brady LaBeouf, Taylor Pete. Wait, did you just woo?
Yeah.
Supposed to be non-biased, man.
What? You told me to pick someone. I'm betting.
Taylor Peacock, Chris Cinnamon, Mike Adamson, Dale Adamson, Stephen Gregory, Tyler Titmer, Michael McKinnon, and Jesse Siraj in 12th place. Followed by Blake Lothian, Tyler Daniels, Jess Sickles, Bradley Wilson, Eric Zimmerman, Ben Ganoyski, and Brandon Bullock in 19th. And Bradley Wilson, the 51, probably the worst qualifying he's had throughout the entire year, an entire second off of the pole.
Yeah, that is a rough qualifying, but I don't think we mentioned this last week. He could be going for that hard charger award, you know what I mean?
Oh, he definitely could be going for that Southern Autoglass Hard Charger Award as the field is getting ready to go green. The 48 and the 18 are the 8s are on the front row, followed by the rest of the numbers in the field number. I almost said alphabet right there, but that's letters.
Yeah, that's definitely not the case there.
Yeah. What would you say for numbers? Is it just
Numbers.
Just numbers. I know this is the entire diamond plate conversation last week, but instead of diamond plate and paints,
exactly.
It's what's the alphabet of numbers?
Numbers. You literally just said it.
I know I just said it. I'm just trying to think, was that ever a thing? Anyway, before I just drain my stupidity out of my head, the Pace truck is pulling off. Keith Bradley is in control of the start, and we're green for round 3 of the Triple M Pulling Truck Series playoffs. Round 3, great start by Bradley. Richards tucks in right behind him. It's a side-by-side fight. Look at Brady LaBeouf holding it around the outside of Dustin Scruggs as he's going to go for a fight with Robert Richards.
Man, this race started already so quick. That dog leg, man, oh, they're going to start. They're already using that dog leg as a little bit of a shortcut, I guess you could say. But look at them side by side through turns 3 and 4.
Brady is really holding that outside line. He's going for the speed off the exit, using some road course tactics right here to try to get ahead of Richards. Richards dives it into turn 2, and LaBeouf is doing Keith Bradley a massive favor right now. He's creating this massive bubble right behind him. So Keith Bradley doesn't have to worry about the trucks right behind him. And this number 9 car is really helping out him. And he's also joined by Dustin Scruggs. But Scruggs is in the playoffs.
Scruggs is, yes, in the playoffs. And if he comes out with a win, or I need to have the standings up while we do this. Yeah, I do believe Scruggs is going to need a win. Oh, a caution comes out.
Oh, there's 2 trucks in the wall. Tyler Daniels and Ben Ganoyski in the walls. Let's see what's happening. Oh, Daniels is spinning and Ganoyski gets into the back of him. And they both will bring out the yellow. And also Mike Adamson saying that he was in the pit lane and, just took a very bad line through there. But that brings out the first caution. And I think you can see the Ben Ganoyski incident right back here. Yep.
There's a little bit of contact, spins the car right around, and around they go.
Well, first caution is out. Keith Bradley, Robert Richards staying in first and second. Brady LaBeouf is up 1 spot. Tyler Dittmer and Steven Gregory, they're both up multiple positions. Tyler Dittmer up 4. And he's actually our current hard charger leader. And are we going to be seeing anybody going into the pits from Dittmer's point of view? No, we aren't. All right, 4 laps down at 150. How you feeling about this race?
I don't know. We've already done these laps go quick, so 150 definitely is going to go quick. Excited to see how this race is going to turn out. We're already seeing the aggression play out on fresh tires, so one thing we got to be aware of, though, it's a short track. We're going to have we could see some tires spinning off the restart, so definitely something we got to look out for. But, man, Brady LaBeouf showing the strength right off the bat, making up a spot, putting himself into a top 3 spot.
And being a little catalyst for these championship leaders. Like, he could be the driver that really puts some to work today and might be going for that win and force the last 2 spots of the championship to be won by points instead of winning it in. Which, will make the drivers already locked in a lot more happier.
Yes, that's definitely the case. Because when more drivers start to win this, it can get sketchy. But winning is definitely your fast pass to the champion.
Lights are out on the pace truck as we ride on board of Keith Bradley, looking back at the rest of the field. And this is not the modern version of Phoenix, so I don't know why I just almost said that we were going green. This is not the start-finish line, and I've already confused myself twice.
Yeah, see, with iRacing, they have not rescanned the track with the updated finish line, so it's definitely a different location, so don't get confused anymore. There's 3 and 4 we go.
I'm not the only one confused. As the pace truck pulls off in turn 3, it's time to go back to green. Here in Phoenix, Peyton has the call.
Yeah, we got Keith Bradley running the lead, getting ready. Green flag once again here in Phoenix under the lights. Good restart with Keith Bradley, but look at 2x2 all the way back down the field. Trying to get single filed out before the first corner, but to be aggressive means you got to run that outside lane. So Keith Bradley already opening up a pretty decent lead. Brady LaBeouf
Taylor Peacock all the way down the inside, using that open dog leg to his advantage. And he's stuck behind Dittmer and LaBeouf, and he's going to push Dittmer around the outside. Look at the speed that Dittmer has on LaBeouf. LaBeouf is using the around the outside trick, and now he's falling down the field while he's stuck on the inside.
Yeah, LaBeouf, I think this is his first time running that inside lane. Getting down to the bottom there, using the dog leg, gives you a little bit of an advantage entering turns 3 and 4, but...
Coming off of 3 4, you want to be as wide as possible, because that gives you the most space and the most speed on the straight. You can see both LaBeouf and Peacock taking very different lines. LaBeouf taking a tighter line, but Peacock came out worse right there. That's Stephen Gregory on Peacock's inside. And, ooh, Lavian. Big wiggle.
3 wide going through the dog leg here.
This is crazy. Lavian, that 59 looks very promising here today. Not the best qualifying, already up 5 spots. And they're almost exiting 3 wide off the exit as Gregory and Peacock almost get into each other.
Yeah, these drivers, I do believe, are first. Who I believe Tyler Dittmer is Dustin Scruggs is currently running the best out of all of our playoff. Oh no, Keith Bradley. Keith Bradley is running the best out of our playoff drivers.
You can tell which a driver is in the playoffs by the yellow number on our timing tower. Something which I think Peyton may have forgot of.
I didn't even. Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of these drivers are buried in the field. Not good. What happened to Bradley?
Oh, he's lagged out.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
He's out.
Keith Bradley.
Keith Bradley is out, and now we're looking at the battle for first between Richards and Scruggs. Well, it's actually the battle for second because Keith Bradley is back in there. He is going through a time war, and through that time war, he's gained a second.
Oh, wow. Very close call there for Keith Bradley. But Robert Richards and Dustin Scruggs battling for this position. If something happens and Keith Bradley makes a mistake, you want to be there for the chance for that win. Keith Bradley has the whole second on this, over a second on this field, so.
Yeah,
with them battling like this, it's not going to help.
Certainly not going to help, especially that connection comes into play. And oh no, Richards gets turned by Scruggs coming out of the dog leg.
Oh, wow. See, making these aggressive moves, trying to find everything you possibly can. Just, making up any time you possibly can just cost you everything when it comes down to it. Curious to see if we're going to have any takers down pit road this time.
We look at it again. Scruggs and Richards both go down low. And unfortunately, well, communication is a premium when you're both trying to get back onto the track. One driver will prefer another line, but unfortunately, caution is out as Dustin Scruggs and Robert Richards make contact and bring out the second caution of the night. Lap 14 out of 150. You're here watching Racecraft TV for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. We'll be right back after this message. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We're back here live at Phoenix. Lights around the pace truck. Keith Bradley, Dustin Scruggs, your top two. Bradley Wilson, your biggest mover, up 9 spots. After that incident with Robert Richards, Dustin Scruggs is looking a little bit feisty out there, don't you think?
Yes, I do believe it as we get ready to go green here once again here at Phoenix under the lights. Look at Keith Bradley with a pretty decent lead side by side. Tyler Dittmer, Dustin Scruggs, they're both being very aggressive. And look at Blake Lothian pushing 3 wide, coming off of the, wow, all the way down to the wall. He's trying to make up any time he can.
Blake Lothian looking like he's hunting the apex of the apex in the apex, getting some road course tactics out here.
Yeah, I do believe we're going to see a lot of that with how flat this track may be, but we might see that one more time. Blake Lothian might hit, oh no, he's got Dittmer on the bottom. Wow.
That was a lot of spin. We do got a truck that's in the inside. It's Stephen Gregory in the wall. Caution is out.
Not too happy chatter over the radio. I do believe Dale
of the 46 got into his side.
Woo! Oh.
Oh, doggy. Almost a giant incident right there.
Almost saved it. I don't know about that one. It looked like just both didn't give enough room. Like they both pinched each other entering the corner type of thing. Maybe drove it in too deep. Dale Adamson just close calls.
Yeah, a lot of close calls happening here, but I know Stephen Gregg would not be happy about that, and I know some guys' tires and are not going to be happy about that as well because
maybe his engine.
Yeah, the tires, the engine, the fuel is probably the only thing, and you can see Dill is going into the pits right now. Doesn't look like he's got damage. I feel like he's just serving. He's just going to stop for some fuel, and no, he's got some smoke emitting from the back of his truck. I don't think they cleaned the track out here. It's a little bit dusty. Well, we are in the middle of it. We're in the middle of a desert, though.
Yes, that's very true.
Well, as we get things ready to go again, we're going to go for a short break here on Racecraft TV. And welcome back to Racecraft TV. So the lights are out on the pace trucks. We are coming back to green after a third caution. And, you know, this is the, I think this is tying the record we've had for the most cautions before the stage even ended.
Now, what are the stages tonight, Austin?
You know, the stages tonight are, insert notes here, 40, 40, and 70.
Got it.
And
lap what? 21.
We're on lap 21. You know, if you look at the timing tower, it would tell you.
I don't... Still getting used to this.
You just sit there and talk.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag's out right now. Keith Bradley, another great start. Lothian and Scruggs touching each other.
Yeah, a little bit of contact off the start there. Blake Lothian not giving up that bottom. He's coming in aggressive. He wants the lead. A win for him means a lock in. The only people locked in are Brandon Bullock, who's kind of the upset, and Bradley Wilson.
That Lothian up 11 spots if he can get ahead of Scruggs, but they're side by side coming out of this corner. And he's unfortunately not able to do that. He's going to have to work his tires and find a rhythm, as we were talking about before this race start, that the tires were sliding and everything. But after a little bit of running, you can get these tires to really lock down. You just got to not push them as hard as you think you can.
Exactly, but all these playoff drivers are now starting to fill up this top 10. Top 6 are all playoff drivers, as well as 8th and 9th. So this is getting really dicey.
We're looking at Bradley Wilson, who's apparently doing it for Dan today. It's her Cleus McFarland, hell yeah, brother, but I don't know what Dan, because that's doing it for Dale. What would doing it for Dan saying be?
I have no idea.
Well, if you're if you want to have a competition in chat, what would doing it for Dan saying be? Post it in chat, and whoever has the best idea, in my opinion, I'll just say it randomly during a broadcast without any explanation.
There we go. There we go.
Ben Ganoisi just spanked the wall coming out of that floor, and he's still spanking the wall.
Chris Cinnamon, our playoff driver, running 14th.
He's got a lot of damage to the back end of his truck. Might have happened going into turn 1. Just somebody ran into the back of him. But Cinnamon chasing down the field. Dan, the person that campaign is for, doesn't even know what what his saying would be. Come on, man, you gotta think of marketing this situation.
You're saying.
Doing it for Daniel, the kid with the white Vans. Doing it for the kid in the white Vans.
Wow, these drivers are all single filed out. Looks like tires are starting to affect them. Our fastest drivers are a little
Oof, look at that rejoin by the 46.
wow. The 9 of Brady LaBeouf, who was battling for the lead earlier, up in the top 3, now is falling back to 9th.
Yeah, his tires are pretty much worn out. He's been stressing that inside line, just tearing up those tires. As I was talking with drivers throughout the week, you definitely do not want to be doing that. And this is all going to come down to tires, as Michael McKinnon was telling us. And that this race is definitely who's got the better tires. But all the playoff drivers, the top 8, are filling out the spots.
Yeah, we have Adamson running 11th, so he's only need 2 spots. Well, that was a close battle there. Yeah, Wilson trying to battle for 5th. He's
running below the yellow line through the turn.
He's running that NASCAR line.
He's running the beyond NASCAR line. He's running the Kyle Busch line.
Nah, in NASCAR you're able to do that.
Yeah,
the white line though, and the other track.
Yeah, but this is a yellow line. You can do that.
This is iRacing.
This is iRacing. We do what we want. We do what we want. We make our own track limits.
You want to use the wall as the track limit, like running the wall sideways, like Daytona? Heck yeah, you got it.
Catch fence, wall of death. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video?
I'm not.
The LMP1 wall of death at the Centripetal circuit.
I've not.
Oh, you are missing out on some glorious lap times.
Look at this, Bradley Wilson now working on the 4 of Tyler Dittmer. Definitely was pretty good about saving his tires there. Is that black and yellow of Bradley Wilson.
You know what it is.
Black and yellow bucket.
someone was gonna do it. Everything he does it big for Dan.
He's
And
making up a lot of spots. That's
I'll stop forcing it now.
That's that's your new hard charger.
Yeah, he's taking the lead by 2 spots, up 12 positions from where he started, which was near the end of the grid, but he did put in a lap time, so he is not disqualified from the hard charger award.
He is looking pretty clean compared to this the next contestant, I guess you could say, against Bradley Wilson. Blake Lothian now having another playoff driver look in his mirror. The stacked field tonight is getting a little crazy with
That dog leg is so insane.
You can make up a lot of time, but
you're tearing up the tires.
Yeah.
Look at Dale around the outside, side by side, coming down the front straight here.
It looks like Taylor Peacock may have ran his tires down a little bit too much.
Yeah, Dale Adamson's making some moves. He's trying to go for the switchback. Both of them going for that dog leg. And it's very dirty down there, so you're also losing a bit of grip in the tires. So I know a lot of drivers were saying track feels a little bit low grippy. Well, that's because they haven't cleaned the track. You can see some patches of dirt here and there. Remember, this is Arizona. There's dirt everywhere. They don't have the budget of the Bahrain International Circuit where they cover the dirt in glue so it doesn't have any dust storm issues.
Exactly. What? Wait.
Yes, in Bahrain, they cover the surrounding area in glue so it doesn't have any dust storms in the desert at the track.
Tyler Daniels jumped to pits.
Oh. Yeah, it does say Tyler Daniels has jumped to the pit lane. What has happened here? We know Tyler was in an incident earlier, and here's him entering the pit lane. Did he just... Wait.
Stop him.
His engine, it's not running.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, it just gives out right there.
Could have been him shifting. It sounded like a shift, but... Oh well, we are back here. Oh, look at this battle. Blake Lothian losing
And
the
Bradley
spot
Wilson.
to, Bradley Wilson running that below the yellow line.
Oh, Lothian getting into him. Giving him a piece of his mind, but you know what? He is having all the peace of mind as he's moving up through this field, and that Southern Autoglass Hard Charger Award is pretty much all in Wilson's favor as he's passed the only other person challenging for that right now, up 13 positions. And Wilson looking to get another spot in another notch in the belt, another notch on the gun. And that is Dustin Scruggs ahead of him.
Yeah, Bradley Wilson. Oh, a caution comes out. Oh, that's the stage.
Yeah, stage 1 has ended, and the driver that we haven't even mentioned a lot this race, he was pretty much out of this race for a little bit. It's, oh my goodness, what is... Keith Bradley takes the stage win as, what did he put?
On what?
He put, like, some text underneath his car, underneath his thing. Over the top, heads, eyewear, indie race, 8 trail, NOS energy. Keith.
Sponsors.
Come on.
Oh, I see.
Thanks, Keith. Well, Keith Bradley takes the stage, wins. The 4th caution of the night comes out. 40 laps in the books here as stage 1 is in the books. You're here watching Racecraft TV for the Triple M Pulley Truck Series. We'll be right back after these messages. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian Builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have two options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV, and after a spectacular pit stop, he's not only doing it for Dan, his pit crew is doing it for Dan. Bradley Wilson is in the lead coming out of the pits.
Yeah, there's a great race off of pit road, and Keith Bradley went in there and lost 2 spots. I don't know if he had to reverse or he just a rough stop, maybe a little bit crooked in the box, but losing 2 spots in a pit road after leading a whole stage is a little bit rough. But with clean track ready to go, let's see what Bradley Wilson can do in the lead.
As our pace truck is pulling off right now, he's doing it for Dan. Yeehaw in the stands as we're green and for the start of stage number 2. And what a great start by Keith Bradley right behind him, and he's holding off Dustin Scars. Bradley going for that win, and into the wall, Taylor Peacock.
He held on to it after getting into the wall, but that's going to be a lot of spots missed out right there, especially for a playoff driver.
Now let's watch this restart for Taylor Peacock. Looks like he got hit on the inside and just pushed wide. No, he's just lost on his own.
Oh,
dang.
Just big hit in the wall. That's what we call taking down the fence, but with this battle for the top 3 here, 3-way battle, Blake Lothian, Tyler Dittmer, and Dustin Scruggs, bumper to bumper through turns 3 and 4 here.
Yeah, Lothian's got some damage on his hood. Was that from hitting Wilson in the back?
It could have been.
And while we were in the break and while you were looking at the pit stop times, the pit stop time for Bradley Wilson, you were ecstatic about. Walk us through how he did that.
I don't even know how he did that. That's how crazy it was. He pulled off the pit lane time, or the whole time he was in pit lane, took him about 48.68 seconds, right? Keith Bradley was 50.72, so it was almost 2 seconds faster.
It was a second faster than the next fastest time of a 49.5. So Wilson was on his game in the pit lane today with a 14.55 in box time as well, which tied Chris Cinnamon, who also ran that time. The fastest time in pit box was actually Michael McKinnon, using his admin powers to get a 14.32.
Yeah, 14.32. Oh,
Richards!
Using it to his advantage, running as close to the wall as he can.
My goodness, giving me a heart attack. I thought he lost control of it right there.
Yeah. A lot of racers say that a race can be won and lost on pit road. And sure enough, look at Keith Bradley struggling on keeping up with Bradley Wilson.
Yeah, now he's getting some air. He's getting some dirty air on that rear spoiler, and it's really upsetting how he's usually running that car. But, hey, This is only 10 laps into stage 2, much cleaner than the first stage here, and everyone seems to know and understand on how their track is performing right now, but they do have an entire race ahead of them.
Yeah, big long race here, especially for the last round in the playoffs. Anything can happen. We've seen it every race almost, that things happen when it comes down to that last stage, or even if we look back to what happened at Watkins Glen when there was like 3 different lead changes on the last lap.
My goodness, Watkins Glen was insane.
We've seen drivers get wrecked out by lap cars. We've seen drivers leaders make their own mistake and cost them the win, and big pileups that just cannot be avoided. So, and even late race cautions come into play too, as we saw last week. The pitting cycles just didn't match up with a lot of people, so.
Right on board of Brady LaBeouf, the top non-playoff driver in this field, looking to upset a few hearts right here. But looking at the field ahead is all playoff drivers, and he wants to hunt that top 5 right now.
Yeah, right now, shoot. Bradley Wilson, he's already won one, so this will put
It will be a points entrant.
Yeah, there will be 2 points entries instead
if
of
he wins.
3. I do believe Bradley Wilson. Was it Bradley Wilson? No, we have not yet had a repeat winner at all in this whole season.
And that's insanity. Because you would usually think the series would just be, oh, the top guys always win it. No. It never a repeat winner in this series in consecutive weeks. Now, multiple guys have won it over and over again, but no back-to-back winners.
No. No one has won it twice.
No one's won a race twice?
No one has won a race twice in this series.
In the playoffs, right?
In the whole series. And the whole league. This whole season. Not one repeat winner.
Dang.
We've had 13 races, 13 new winners. Bradley Wilson might be looking to make it for our first repeat winner.
Well, there was last week. No, wait, Dan never won one.
No. Dan has never won one. And the person who is locked in, Brandon Bullock, didn't win one.
My goodness.
Our winners for our 13 races goes Johnson, Gregory, Castleberry, Dittmer, Adams, Steck, Higginbotham, Peacock, Cinnamon, Bradley, Lothian, Wilson, Gallant. Those are our winners.
Max Steck, that name is very familiar. Taylor Peacock's in the pit lane.
Taylor Peacock may have slid out, now taking his chance to go down pit road, maybe get some fuel.
Well, this is what happened. You remember, he's got that massive rear end damage. He takes a spin in 3 of 4 and hits the wall. Caution does not come out as he drives it down the field and down the track and into the pit lane.
As the leaders come by, that's a rough start there for Taylor Peacock, especially for being in the trying to get into the playoffs Final 4.
Does not look to be going good as we're halfway through stage number 2 right now. And it's Bradley Wilson leading it by by a second to Keith Bradley right behind him. And then it's a bit of a long trek to 3rd place to Dustin Scruggs. Then Tyler Dittmer following it off in 4th place. Then we got a good old scrap with Blake Lothian and Robert Richards right behind him.
We got very close battles here as the battle for, what is that, 5th now?
Yep.
Rage is on. Like Lothian, he was up there battling for a while, but just not going to be crazy amount. Bradley Wilson opening his lead up to over a second. I don't know.
Everyone knows still big, deep move by Robert Richards. And here comes Cinnamon on his inside.
Yeah, one little mistake when you're that close can cost you a few positions. We've seen him make that big mistake when he got turned going through the dog leg. So for him to be back up here battling for 5th is pretty good.
They're coming out of turns 3 and 4, heading back into turns 1. Robert Richards got control of his brakes right there. Didn't go in deep. And, you know, people are going to have to start watching their deeps. Not deeps. This isn't the boys. People are going to have to start watching the brakes very soon because iRacing introducing brake heat model coming in with the Spec Racer Ford update in Season 3. So, hey, maybe later this year we might seeing drivers overheat their brakes. As here comes Chris Cinnamon on the inside.
Chris Cinnamon now driving it in deep on turn 3
Oh,
and
look
4.
at that move. Cinnamon.
Not going to get clear off the quarter panel, though. Look at Robert Richards railing the outside.
It's going to be a drag race, but is Richards going to be that confident on his brakes? He's going to hold him off all the way to the line and just completely chop the nose off. And Richards putting a big fight on Chris Cinnamon.
This battle here, look at Brady LaBeouf and Dale Adamson making some moves back here, starting to move into the battle here for 5th. Battle's getting close. We're seeing almost 2, sometimes 3 wide when they come down the track here for 5th. Front straight. God, I get confused too.
It's not you, it's me. It's no. Phoenix, why you like this? Be normal.
Oh man.
Oh,
we got
Richards!
contact!
Oh. Robert Richards and Lothian fighting it out for 5th place in all the points of the world. Every point matters here in the championship fight, especially if Wilson is looking like he is going for that first repeat winner in all the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Side by side coming out of the dogleg. Here comes Robert Richards setting it down the inside.
Robert Richards is one of those drivers that needs, he's gonna need a win to pull this off. So his aggression level.
Oh, there's contact! Richards, it's a Lothian.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution is out, and that is a nearly identical incident involving Robert Richards again. Side contact heading into turn 1.
See what happened.
But this is just Blake just turning into Richards, though.
Yeah, just Richards wasn't on the line where I guess Blake Lothian was expecting him to be, and just could be a spotter call type of thing. Like, went down to pinch and just didn't give enough room, and around he goes.
And somebody who is going through there is Michael McKinnon. We have him on the radio. Michael, how is going through that incident and seeing Blake coming down the track after that hit?
I trusted him there. I didn't think he'd come down to get me. I don't know. This is playing out about the way I thought. I didn't think we'd have too many cautions. It's just I'm actually surprised we have had as many as we've had.
Well, it's lap 69A as you are just sitting out there right now. Currently sitting in the top 10. This fight in front of you is getting pretty wild. Are you nervous on some later stage cautions, or what strategy are you going for with tires?
I'm going to stay out here, see if I can get some points. It may backfire. Quite a few guys went in, but I'm noticing everybody's starting to get a little bit of a push. We're getting a little brake fade or whatever you want to call it. The tires are letting up. We're having to be on the brakes a little more. So it's possible we get a couple more people slide into a couple more guys here.
All right, well, you have entered the points with 10 laps to go in this stage. Well, some points are definitely looking good for you right now, as Bradley Wilson and Keith Bradley are pretty much running away with this field. How's the chatter on the radio been?
It's been very quiet, which is a good thing. You know, we've had a couple little things, but nothing too bad. Very quiet, guys really concentrating, and it's actually nice. You know, you can just concentrate and not have to put out a fire.
All right. Well, thank you, Michael. Gonna wish you the best of luck. Talk to your crew chief and spotter, and we'll see how you do coming through stage number 2 and throughout this race.
I appreciate it, guys. Talk to you in a little while.
Very thankful for Michael to test out that in-race broadcaster function that we got going on right here. Peyton, how you feeling about this track so far, and everybody going out there and, well, the Bradley Wilson train right now?
Man, I pretty much called it when it came to the driver's aggression. Like, there wasn't this much aggression as there was last week. I don't know if it's just the sense of urgency of like, wow, I have to win this thing now to get in. But I mean, how far would you go to win this, to win a championship like this?
You know, I thought you were going to break into a Klondike bar reference, because that almost sounded exactly like what would you do for a Klondike bar?
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Well, I know what Bradley Wilson will be doing it for Dan. He would win this race for Dan.
Hey.
But what I would do for a Klondike bar was probably figure out what an abacus actually does.
Oh, yes.
I'm back to the math thing.
Back to the... What's the alphabet for numbers? What the...
I don't know what's wrong with me today.
Hey, lights are off on the pace car. Bradley Wilson, pace truck. Bradley Wilson pulling off with great starts, but now that the tires have worn down, curious if Keith Bradley's going to take advantage of that and try to make something happen here, but might see some tire spin, but we also don't know about that one. RPMs sound pretty low, but you never know as soon as you get on that throttle.
And they're about to be on that throttle very soon. Pace truck is off. Bradley Wilson, the black and yellow gang are going green, green, green here in Phoenix. 8 laps remaining here in stage number 2. Robert Richards immediately looking at it down the inside to Keith Bradley, trying to snatch up a very late second place. But remember, we did have guys go into the pit lane, and that was Dustin Scruggs, who's the farthest up there. And he's going to swing around the outside of everybody on those fresh tires.
Yeah, fresh tires are going to be key on these points.
Oh, my goodness, Scruggs!
He might make it work. 3 wide coming out of... Oh, he's not going to put his nose in there. Very smart move there by Scruggs. But not very many laps to go. We have 6 laps to go, I believe.
You know, look at the speed that Scruggs is closing in on Gregory. Caution is out. Lovian again in the wall of turn 1.
Oh, no. Your current points leader without the locked-in championship.
You see,
Let's see what
who was
happens.
that? Was that the 46? It's going very
was
slow.
the 8.
The 8 came up and straight into
Whoa.
Lothian. Oh, no. You can see the 22 of Jeff Sickles.
That ends the stage right there. I hear over the radio chatter. That is the end of a stage.
Yeah, you don't want that to be the end of the stage, but, you know, that does give the drivers who just were on those fresh tires, they're not going to go back into the pits now. And they're going to be the stage leaders, so I don't think Bradley Wilson is going to be... Well, he is a stage winner in Phoenix now, but he is not going to be the leader as they go back to green, as that will go to Dustin Scruggs, who went in on lap 69. Nice. Well, as I'm saying that, Scruggs is going into the pits again.
Yeah, I'm curious if he's going to take those tires, because they do have 4 sets of tires, 4 sets only, and being about halfway through this race.
I'm surprised. Everyone went into the pits. even the guys that went in there. And now we're seeing people going into the pit lane. Bradley Wilson all the way back there nearing the end of the pit lane. Has he figured out that having your pit box way back there is actually faster than having your pit box up at the front?
See if we can get the key of him coming off. Look at smoking the tires, getting that big acceleration.
Well, he's straight up breaking physics right here. He's just driving through everybody, but he's not going to get the start.
Oh!
Keith Bradley has stolen it.
Keith Bradley now switching back on him since the first stage. Now let's see if Keith Bradley can do that pull away thing that Bradley Wilson did. Bradley Wilson's pit crew has been on point, but Keith Bradley, I don't know, maybe the crew chief had a pep talk with him, saying he has the most advantage off of that box. He will not get a speeding penalty because there's not enough time to get a speeding penalty. He can accelerate as hard as he wants coming out of that
without spinning
box.
the tires and actually making a smoke show and crashing it into the wall like I've done it 1,000 times, which is why I'm not on track.
Yeah, I've done the same thing a few times. There's another reason why I'm not racing in this series.
Well, your I rating's too high. You're overqualified.
That's also very true. I am a very fast racer, and I am way too... That's not what I meant to say.
Hashtag nerf Peyton.
Hashtag weight penalty. The 18, Keith Bradley now, new leader. Well, not a brand new leader.
Oh, he is the new leader.
That diamond plate. 18.
Back to this again.
And then Bradley Wilson now sitting behind him. Now he has to work from the back, deal with that dirty air.
Look at the second row. Two non-playoff drivers, LaBeouf and Adamson, right behind him. So these two guys up in the lead, they must get a good start, or else I feel like one of them might be stuck behind a non-playoff driver, and these two guys can really throw an entire wrench to the system if they go for a move for the lead. But, you know, the only two cars that we've had leading this race have been the two in the front row. So it's going to be very, very important to see on how good of a start that they can get. And if Keith Bradley can answer the Wilson train, or will this power of doing it for Dan allow Wilson to get the P1 coming out of this caution? It's going to be an abnormally long restart, abnormally long stage 3, not 70 laps to the end. Or yeah, it's going to be 72 laps to the end of the stage 3. So strategy are going to be up in the air now, especially if it's going to be on fuel. Green. Keith Bradley leads him coming out and into stage 3.
Yeah, look at the 9. Brady LaBeouf looking at the inside of Bradley Wilson.
Wilson pushed out wide. He's fighting that back end. And, almost cuts across the nose of LaBeouf.
Crossing over, trying to get that advantage to the dog leg. Look at the 46 of Adamson getting a little tight coming into the corner. But, man, these trucks are going to get a little loose on these nice and cold tires. So, kind of surprised those spin out in the back. Caution's out. Who was it?
It was Brandon Bullock who spun.
Oh, the one who's locked in.
Well, he's going to do whatever he wants right here. This is what happened to Brandon Bullock. Well, I think just a little bit too much mustard and new tire syndrome. You know, you feel like you have the grip, and then you just want to try some new stuff.
Did Brandon Bullock get in the wall?
Not that I know of. I feel like he just spun it and caught it. Oh, he did hit the wall.
That is, it could be engine damage right there. These trucks are so fragile when it comes to that nose.
Yeah, and you know, I think of one truck that can hit the wall and not get engine damage is Ford, because they're built Ford tough. But what do I know? I don't drive one. I just go by the advertisements.
I agree.
You drive a Ford. All right. Well, we're going to go for a very short break here on Racecraft TV for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series as we go back to Green Flag Racing very soon. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We're back here live at Phoenix. 7th caution's been out. A lot of spins been happening today. Somebody kind of said it just reminded me of their laundry spin cycle right now. So, you know, something is definitely happening here. And, you know, some tires are definitely getting warmed up. But 7th cautions are out. Lights are still on the pace car. But, how are we feeling about this? What is Cinnamon doing?
Cinnamons.
Oh, he just got a penalty. He crossed through the pit lane.
I don't think he crossed in the pit lane.
No, he crossed over the white line.
That's not part of the pit lane.
It's the pit exit.
Yeah, it's the pit exit, but there's no. That's out. You're already out of the pits by that point.
Why did he cross under the? Oh, I don't race this track. But he's just completely exited. He just jumped to the pits.
That right there, he was your driver for the play. That was a driver for the playoffs or the final four.
Well, insert X-Files theme song right here, and da-da-da-da.
Yeah, he was the one that was to the good. That will give Dittmer the opportunity to make it happen as the pace truck goes around turns 1 and 2 with the lights off, side by side.
And let's ride on board of Dittmer. What is that?
What?
What was that?
What did I say?
You said like something too wide?
Oh, too wide all the way down. Double file.
Well, yeah, it's a double file restart.
Yeah, it's always a double file restart.
Why are you surprised about this?
I'm not.
I don't.
I'm letting you know
Was
what
there
happened.
alcohol in that spaghetti you had?
I haven't had spaghetti yet. That's after the fact. Pace truck's off. Keith Bradley, your leader, taking us green flag racing once again here at Phoenix.
And great start by Wilson, who's already looking down the inside of Bradley off that restart. Now, Wilson didn't get the launch he wanted, but look behind him. LaBeouf going all the way up to the wall.
Look at the run for first. This might be a... Ooh. Very close call. Oh, look at...
Watch out, Wilson coming up the track and right into the nose of Bradley, who is on him like Donkey Kong.
Will Keith Bradley let it go? Will he just let it happen? Oh, he dives to the inside.
Knowing Keith Bradley, he never lets anything happen over his head. He's never... He's going to bring it right back towards it. They're both going to dive low on the dog leg.
He's got to make something happen here. Because we know that lead is so very valuable. Side by side through turns 3 and 4. Bradley Wilson not giving up that outside lane. Getting the run down the straightaway.
I remember Keith Bradley got the nickname Man on Fire from this track last season for how many times he scraped that outside wall here. He's definitely staying clear of that wall as Wilson is playing with fire. Almost comes down into Bradley.
Almost contact, going through the dog leg, back through 3 and 4, side by side. Can he make it happen? It looks like he's just not going to get clear on exit.
Bradley's getting a little bit loose.
That little bit of sideways definitely cost him some time. Getting up to the wall, getting his turn in. Side by side, giving Brady LaBeouf the opportunity to catch these two leaders. And look at Dustin Scruggs and Tyler Dittmer watching this from afar. If anything were to happen to these two, it's their chance to win it.
It certainly is, and look at this. LaBeouf is joining the fight. We got a 3-car fight for the lead, but I think LaBeouf's just watching this spectacle happening in front of him. The two fastest cars on the grid are battling each other corner after corner, lap after lap, and wheel to wheel. Big send by Bradley.
Both of these drivers are tight. Oh my gosh. Tight racing here, not giving each other any room. It looks like Bradley Wilson did get the position finally.
Two different lines for these drivers. Keith Bradley taking that wide entry. He's going for the speed off exit, getting out to the wall.
Getting to the outside. Will he have enough room? No, he's going to take it all the way in there.
Now remember, they were tight coming off the exit. You're going to see them, both of them looking towards that wall, but remember, there's a dog leg. Here goes Wilson down low.
Yeah, but look at the run Keith Bradley gets off that outside lane. Might have the momentum to carry it into the corner just a little bit. Look at, does sound like, though, Bradley Wilson is shifting. The tightness, ooh, almost contact.
Little bit of a bump saying, hey, buddy, I'm here. Watch your inside. Here goes the 18 down low for the lead.
Man, this is getting difficult with both their names being so close to each other.
It's the Bradley and Bradley show.
Side by side once again for the lead. Giving Brady LaBeouf, look at stacking up the field behind them. We're starting to get a little bit of a pack behind them.
I gotta be honest, this pack is just probably watching this absolute manic fight between these two drivers.
At what point do you say, no, the tires are more worth it?
I don't think either of these drivers want to say, no, the tires are more worth it right now. They are battling for everything right now. They still got a pit stop left.
I do not believe they have a pit stop left with how short this track is, though.
No, with how long this stage is, though, they will need another pit stop.
Someone said over the chatter that they're two to the good.
Who said that? Who said that?
I don't know. I couldn't read it in time.
I am not taking any word for it.
That's fine.
You know, we could go. Oh my goodness, this fight up front is absolutely crazy.
Using the yellow line to turn. Keith Bradley almost getting clear. Can he slide up in front of it? Oh,
he is, but Wilson's coming across the nose of LaBeouf. They almost made contact.
Now what's the plan for Brady LaBeouf? Is he going to get here to upset these playoff drivers?
He's already upsetting a few of them, but right now I feel like he's just enjoying the show. That's being set in front of him as Wilson comes up the track. Says, hello, Bradley, I'm going to take that lead. And, oh, Keith Bradley's going to join him back down low. They're both below the yellow line.
And these drivers are so very aggressive for this lead spot.
Look at this pack we got going right now behind our leaders.
Keith Bradley's going to have to do something before Bradley Wilson gets way out front.
Yeah, now they're too wide behind them as Tyler Dittmer and the 46 of Advinson are side by side. But now you're starting to see those tires starting to go on a few of these drivers as they're trying to keep up with our leaders who are just pulling away from the rest of the field now as they've settled their differences and, well, Wilson has pulled off the lead.
Yeah, Bradley Wilson finally got the pass made and made it work. Is look at McKinnon getting his way through these non-playoff drivers, finding his way into 6th now. With Chris Cinnamon being gone, we might have an opportunity to pull off a chance for this Final Four.
Now, he did get stage points last time, remember.
Oh, even better. And I don't think Cinnamon... No, did Cinnamon get...
He retired. I don't know. Oh, very awkward incident right here. Robert Richards going very slowly. No, that's Dale Adamson going very slowly. Big lock up mid-corner.
A very close call there. I don't know if Chris Cinnamon was able to get around with that, with stage points. But McKinnon might have an opportunity.
Now, Chris Cinnamon is back. He jumped into the pit lanes on lap 83. Now, on lap 83, Cinnamon left, so he did score He did
Stage
score
points.
stage points. Susie Sally found a seashell on the sea floor.
Yeah, but he's multiple laps behind.
Yeah,
So,
two
come
laps
back from
behind
that.
now, so I don't believe he will be getting any more stage points. That's looking good for McKinnon, who's currently sitting in 6th place, who will be scoring a lot of points if he stays in this, but I think he's wanted a little bit more as there's 50 laps remaining here in Phoenix.
Dittmer and Scruggs starting to go at each other a little bit as Bradley Wilson pulls off a big lead. This battle for 4th is starting to get a little intense as Dustin Scruggs uses that dog leg to his advantage.
Ooh, somebody stripped the wall up ahead. And
Oh,
here
look at
comes
Tyler
Dittmer. He's got a good line heading into turn 1, which I keep almost calling a hairpin. It's kind of like a hairpin right now.
Definitely feels like it on track. I ran 35 laps today with these guys, and I didn't do too well. So these drivers are definitely putting their all into how they're driving.
I thought you said you were just too fast, so that's why you weren't racing with these guys. What is it?
Oh yeah, that's totally why. I was just totally.
Oh, Scruggs getting very loose, and here comes McKinnon on low. McKinnon up into 5th place.
McKinnon needing these playoff points.
How does English and speak?
I don't know.
I don't know. Both of us are struggling here today.
We're struggling.
And some of these guys struggling on these tires right now as McKinnon and Scruggs are battling out for that top 5 position.
Well, McKinnon now using the dogleg to his advantage, doing what Scruggs was doing, but not getting as big of an advantage as Scruggs was.
Looks like he's a little bit slower now. I think McKinnon might be trying to lift and coast. He might be going all the way to the end.
Yeah, they might be close on fuel. I told you they were close on fuel. With the amount of cautions that they had and how the fuel mileage is working, it might be very close on fuel.
Yeah, but the tire wear that these guys are on, that's going to be the big talking point here today, as they're already 26 laps in on stage 3 as they started stage 3 on lap 78, but really a lot of them are thinking of stage...
Oh, Scruggs pits.
So they are going in on multiple strategies. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, break out your abacuses and your dictionary for numbers. We go back to this. As it's time to break out the fuel strategy game.
Yeah, Dustin Scruggs entering pit road.
It's a very bizarre time to go into the pits. Robert Richards is on a 27 stint tire length as everyone's on 30 right now. So this is going to be very interesting to see on who does what. And McKinnon is kind of caught in between a little bit of a bubble right here.
McKinnon does have a little bit more of an interesting strategy going on, but he's making it work though, running very close to the top 5 if he makes the pass on Mike Adamson.
And speaking of going into the pits, we are looking at Dustin Scruggs right now. And, well, he just came out of the pit lane. 48.77. Keith Bradley Wilson times in the pit lane under green. So Dustin Scruggs trying to undercut the entire field here as they haven't gone into the pits. And look at this fight. Adamson, Richards down low. And
the caution comes out.
Scruggs in the wall, getting the whiskey collected with Jesse Siraj.
What happened? Coming off of turn 4, gets a little sideways.
Hits the wall, comes
the
across the
wall.
track, straight into Godoyski, and just...
Oh,
Oh, no.
that is a lot of drivers with a quick. That's multiple drivers, 3 drivers with an early end of the night, and tough luck for our playoff drivers.
Well, you know what this means. We can throw the book of strategy out the window. It's going to be a sprint to the finish. It's just who is going to take tires at this point? Are they going to go 40 laps on new tires? Wilson looking like he's not going to pits. Up, late entry. Is anyone going to fake it? Lovian staying out. He's a lap down, though.
Yeah, he's going to take the lucky dog.
Yeah. So everyone going into the pits. Well, Keith Bradley won the pit race out last time by. Is he going to do it again?
I know he did it last time, but he's got that #1 pit box, so that helps a lot. Let's see what happens here.
We're looking for that 51 coming out through everybody else. I see a car moving forward. Here comes the 51. Keith Bradley has still got tires. It's going to be a drag race. It's going to be the 51 by a nose.
Oh.
But it's not only that Lovian, but the line of Keith Bradley.
3-way battle for the pit lane.
It looks like LaBeouf might have had Bradley at the line, but exited so closely that it's not going to be there, as Eric Zimmerman is going into the pits now. So Wilson in the lead, Keith Bradley, LaBeouf, and Dittmer. Oh, I love a good race off of pit road, because this is going to be extremely crazy end to this race. You're here watching Racecraft TV. We'll be right back after this short break. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We're back here live at Phoenix after a very late caution. We're sitting here with Michael McKinnon. Michael, you're currently sitting 5th, and with under 40 laps to go on new tires. Is this going to be a straight race to the finish?
Yeah, I'm hoping it'll go green all the way. I'm okay on a longer run. I pushed a little hard that run right there, but I'm hoping it'll go all the way to the end. We've got quite a race there in this last stage.
Yeah, it was a wild fight for the leader between Wilson and Bradley out in front of you. You were at the end of the pack watching that show. Are you expecting them to continue doing that to the very end of this race?
Absolutely do. I mean, if Wilson wins, I can keep Bradley out of the championship race, and if Keith wins, he goes. So I expect it to be hot and heated.
And also, Chris Cinnamon was out, and he's now a lap down, and you're currently sitting in 5th place. So you're looking very good for a playoff run, as we're about to go back to green, so I wish you luck. We go back to green here at Phoenix. It's a great start by Wilson, who immediately jumps Bradley, as LaBeouf looking down to the inside. He's cutting off Dittmer.
Yeah, look at Keith Bradley now, hot on Bradley Wilson's tail. Not gonna give up. Maybe he'll use that below the yellow line strategy that they've both been using.
It's been working. Wilson's getting a little bit loose through the big corner. He's getting a little squirrely, like Squirrely Dan right there. As both of them were diving it into turn 1. You want to watch this letter, Kenny? You can thank me.
Chasing him down through the dog leg, going back into 3 and 4. Just opens up that little bit of breathing room, and could give Wilson that opportunity to just pull away.
Oh, Michael McKinnon on that restart. Well, I think we might have cursed him. A big spin. That's Robert Richards in the middle, and that's straight to McKinnon.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Oh, no.
That is the playoff hopes for our league owner, Michael McKinnon. Tough luck for the 13.
Now, at this point, do we question on bringing him back into the broadcast room?
I think we should. I think just wait for a minute.
No. You said it, so I did it. Peyton has some words. Michael, very tough break for you on that restart.
Yeah, didn't get going well, and then I don't know. Bullock checked up in front there. I just kind of moved a bit, and there was Robbie. So it is what it is.
And I have to. Sorry, I gotta come in here, but Michael, your host for the playoffs. Is that it? Like,
Shit, boys, I'm blowed up.
oh man, sorry, tough luck. I
It
guess
is what it
that's,
You guys will go hard there, and we're loose on these tires off of that corner. That is what it is. And like I said, when the field all said checked up, I peeked down and bam. So that was it.
yeah, going for every position. Going for every aggressive little point.
Yeah, it wasn't
how
good.
it is.
Right before that, corner before, and lost 3 spots. So it is, man.
All right, Michael. Well, thanks for being with us and being our in-car reporter. And we'll talk soon for sure.
All right, take care, guys. I'm gonna see what's going on here.
All right, thank you, Michael. You have yourself a good rest of the day, and, well, enjoy the show.
Will do.
So back under caution, and well, I'm pretty sure we can open up our own Italian bistro right now today with the amount of meatballs we got going on. And you know, we could, if we ever did serve spaghetti in this meatballs,
These meatballs, English is not on our side.
if we ever serve spaghetti in this this theoretical Italian bistro, so we call it the Phoenix Special with the amount of spins we've been getting.
Yes, I agree.
My goodness. 9 cautions out there, and the tires are just... This track is chewing up the tires. The dust making it hard for these drivers to control. And my goodness. We got a race on our hands.
Yeah, it's going to be a very quick battle. If you're going to make a pass, you got to make it quick, as we've seen. As soon as Wilson gets out front, it's hard to get away. That dirty air makes it very difficult, especially when tires start to run down.
Is Bradley Wilson up 15 spots, sitting in the lead just ahead of Keith Bradley. And these two have been having fights all day long. Keith Bradley did not get the best restart that time by, but then that caution came out. He does have another chance to go for it again. Or is he going to let tires prevail? He has to fight Wilson to stay in the fight for this lead, because we've seen incidents where Wilson could just get up and go and leave him behind.
Yes, Wilson has been very quick on track tonight, and has definitely shown that through coming up from the field, being our hard charger of the race, and continuing to just show his dominance as but still a long race, still plenty of time. Anything can happen.
Anything certainly can happen. Our pace truck is coming in. 30 laps remain on the board as we're going back to green here at Phoenix for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series, round 3 of our playoffs.
Yeah, look at Keith Bradley just not sending it in there, though, but he's already got a gap, and almost too much of a gap to have off this restart. Look at Tyler Dittmer, though, looking to the inside of Brady LaBeouf.
Yeah, Dittmer and LaBeouf side by side through this corner. LaBeouf and Dittmer very close to each other as Wilson and Bradley. Bradley and Wilson, two different drivers, not the one in the lead. Well, they're both in the lead, I would say that. You get what I'm saying. It's just a play on words. That one of the driver's last name is also the driver's first name. It's like Oil Derek.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, there was a kid in my school named Oil.
Oh, man. I was expecting Derek. Look at Bradley Wilson in the lead. Starting to find a gap. Pulling off the fastest time of the race. The 27.69 that last lap.
But it wasn't... We would all call him Oil Derek, but his name was Doyle Derek.
Oh.
Yeah. Then again, I was called Austin Powers throughout my entire school, and my best friend was named Brett Powers, so he actually had it, so everyone was like, you just switched families. I was kind of for that idea. As Dittmer looking down the inside of Brady LaBeouf.
And Brady LaBeouf really showing his strength, even in this late season. Oh, there's a wreck out.
Robert Richards again on the back straight, and that is a smoky barbecue being served up in the 48 pits right there. I can tell you what, you can get yourself a few $7 steaks right there. Have yourself a good old time at the side of the track, brought to you by the Petronas engine of that Chevy. That's a massive hit.
Oh! That gasp. Oh. Robert Richards just...
Eric Zimmerman is breathing a sigh of relief right here.
I don't know if that's relief. I'm pretty sure he hit him.
Well, he was going to hit him either way. Just look at...
That's contact.
It's contact, but I'm going to be honest. I'm happy with that contact instead of just massive meatball sub, so...
Not wrong there.
He's still in this race.
Robert Richards is out.
Yeah, Richards is out. Who is on the... We got 10 cars on the lead lap here.
Well, yeah, we have less than 20 cars in the field, so we got half the field.
And it's a late pit stop.
Oh, Keith Bradley stayed out.
What a fake by Bradley. Wilson into the pits. Adamson staying out. Gregory staying out. Bullock staying out. Zimmerman. I'm surprised he's staying out.
Hey, you got to make things happen. Blake Lothian also stayed out. Oh, he's a lucky dog, though, so.
Yeah, with 25 laps to go, Keith Bradley and a few others staying out as the cars that have been dominating this field are going into the pit lane. I think they're expecting another caution to come out as they're going on to their fourth and final set of tires.
Man, if I would have never expected this. I would have expected it to be the other way around, being that a win pitting is the less risky strat.
They have more grip, but we've seen drivers with that grip, like when Dustin Scruggs first went into the pits, he lost it on his own, doing to be overconfident in the corners. Now that these guys are going into the pits, they're going to be restarting in 6th place. They will have the grip. They're going to have to deal with that traffic, and they're probably going to be a little bit more extra aggressive. And Keith Bradley probably has that in his mind, but he needs to keep this also in his mind that he still needs to go into the pit lane for some fresh tires. I think he's betting on some of these guys in the fresh tires to bring out another yellow and just hoping it might be his rival in this race.
Hey, you gotta make for some risky strategies when it comes to trying to win a championship. We've seen it in real NASCAR. We've seen it in every type of motorsports. Those risky strategy calls definitely can win a championship.
Yeah, indeed. It's happened in NASCAR. It's happened in IndyCar. It's happened in SCCA Pro runoffs in the majors with some guy named Austin Knight just completely missing the corner. We don't talk about that moment.
That was a strategy call. That was a very, very crucial strategy call.
We don't talk about this moment. We don't talk about it. It's also happened in Formula One with Glock in the final corner on a tire strategy call. That won Lewis Hamilton his first championship. And a lot of salt for Felipe Massa fans. And could this tire strategy work for Bradley Wilson? We will certainly find out. 22 laps to go when we go back to green flag racing.
I've got a question for you, Austin. How aggressive do you be? You might have the freshest tires, but do you push it 3 wide to try to get past these guys?
I will go to first tiptoe it to make sure that I'm behind Bradley. I'm not an aggressive driver, which is probably why I've never been good at oval racing. But
I am also not a very aggressive driver.
you have a higher I rating than me, so you can actually say this. But you know, I'm gonna say Bradley Wilson is gonna be overly aggressive right here and try to immediately get behind Keith Bradley. So we're going back to green. He's already on the bumper of Bullock. He's missed the shift. He's going to the outside. There's 3 wide. Almost 3 wide as Zimmerman takes it 3 wide right behind him. Look at Wilson hugging that inside line. He's going to swing around there. There's 3 wide right behind him with Tyler Diver, Zimmerman, and LaBeouf right there. Is there 2 wide and 3 wide and 2 wide and 3 wide? We're going to switch back through the dog leg. Look at Wilson holding around the outside.
At what point do you start making decisions? Oh, man, if a caution was to come out now.
Look at this. Dittmer is 3 wide between 2 cars. He's setting it through the moon.
Look at Bradley Wilson making the move on the 46 of Adamson. Getting to the inside, using the under the yellow line method he's been using all night.
Up into second place now on fresh tires. Bradley Wilson. Did he make the right tire strategy with 20 laps to go as he's chasing down Keith Bradley, who is still on his older set of tires?
Keith Bradley making it work in the lead, but not for long as he looks into that rearview mirror and sees the 51 of Bradley Wilson back on his tail, running faster laps by almost half a second.
You want to know how fast that lap was for Bradley Wilson? Half a second fast as he jumps into the lead. Underneath that dog leg, we're going back to side-by-side racing. New tires versus old tires, and this is the difference new rubber makes as they almost make contact with each other.
Oh, I'm looking at contact in the back. Look at how tight they're racing back there. Look at a little
hard contact with the wall. A lot of smoke, Cinnamon and Gregory. I'm surprised there is not a yellow from that.
That yellow would have been a gift sent down for Keith Bradley, but it's not going to work. Chris Cinnamon looking low. Keith Bradley is in dire need of a caution to come out to have any chance with Bradley Wilson.
Any chance indeed is right behind him. They're 3 nose-to-tail cars, and we got cars that went into the pits right behind him. That's Brady LaBeouf in that 9 looking down the inside of Dale Avison, who's still on those old tires. LaBeouf looking to throw a wrench in this for Keith Bradley as well.
Yeah, Dittmer had a very close call there. He was side by side with who went into the wall? Gregory.
They're in the pits right now. LaBeouf getting to the front of this train. We got 9 cars on the lead lap now.
Dale Adamson looking low. He needs to make something work with Brady, but
Dale Adamson behind his father, Mike, who's looking down the inside of LaBeouf.
Very tight racing here. Not close enough to make a move, but that's the
Remember, Dale is on older tires. His father's on newer tires, and those two are fighting nose to tail right now as they're closing in on Keith Bradley. And Bradley Wilson is 2 seconds in the lead with 14 to go.
Precaution comes out, especially with this pack. What extent do you do anything? Look at Tyler Dittmer starting to get super aggressive on the bumper of Dale Adamson.
Oh, and here comes Mike down the inside, almost touching LaBeouf right there.
Close battles here as the time starts to run down. Now, even though Bradley Wilson is leading, Keith Bradley, I do believe, still will be in the playoffs, Final Four. But he will not be, he is not quite locked in when it comes to that.
He needs to first finish this race to be there. And there's a big incident. LaBeouf and Adamson are in the wall. Still no caution.
No yellow comes out. It's starting lap traffic starts to come through the field. God dang my English.
My goodness, it's a big incident in the back of the field. Keith Bradley is getting all the gifts right now as he is still in second place.
Bradley Wilson, though, checking out with a 3-second lead on the entire field. Just having a Sunday drive here this Friday night.
As the 46 and the 4 side by side, Dittmer and Addison fighting it out for third with 11 to go here at Phoenix.
Using that outside lane work, very close right there, almost contact. As the 8 of Mike Adamson starts to look low and says, you gotta move, I have playoffs to win. Might not be enough as he sends it down low. Ooh. Almost let go there.
Oh, the 8 of Mike Adamson getting very loose, allowing Dale Adamson up ahead.
Running 5/10 faster a lap is Bradley Wilson on Keith Bradley. Look at Dittmer, though.
But Tyler Dittmer needs to close in on Bradley. He's looking for that second place spot. The number 4 on newer tires. Keith Bradley on older tires. This is absolutely insane racing going on here. Look at this final stint length. Have you ever seen split decisions like this?
That I have not.
And down the inside goes Dittmer.
He's gonna make it stick on the bottom, coming out of turns 1 and 2 with 8 to go. Comes up the track. How aggressive will Keith Bradley be to try to make it back on the inside?
Oh, Bradley never gives up. But those tires are certainly giving up on him with 7 laps to go. He's looking for a miracle. He almost kissed it. He kissed the wall right there.
I had to get out of it coming out of the corner, just not being able to hold it down there.
Oh, and look at Bradley. He's very slow through that corner. He's hit the edge of his grip right there. 7 laps to go, and he's fallen way off on Dittmer. And there's Mike Adamson on him. Mike Adamson on the back of Keith Bradley with 6 laps to go here in Phoenix. Keith Bradley on that yellow line. Here comes Adamson on his gearbox. As I believe Peyton had to go to bed or something like that.
Sorry.
You're here.
What did it say? What happened?
You just went quiet. As down the inside goes Adamson, getting squeezed by Bradley.
Keith Bradley not giving up that 3rd spot there. Losing the chance for a podium is very huge, especially coming down to the final Points to the playoff. 5 to go. 4. Or no, it's 5 to go at the line, right? 4 to go at the line.
Numbers.
Side by side once again, except
All right,
he's
man,
got the.
caution.
Oh,
Caution is
gets
out! Caution is out with 4 to go. LaBeouf. Massive contact.
Bradley Wilson might have a problem here.
And this is how it happened. The
Oh,
17 to
oh,
the 9.
no.
Oh, no. And now that leaves Keith Bradley to make a decision to go into the pit lane.
I think it's mandatory at this point.
Yeah, I would say you definitely have to go for it. We saw Wilson go all the way from 6th place to 1st place by going into the pits. You definitely need to go into the pits.
I think it is a mandatory pitting. There is nothing you can do otherwise.
And here comes the 18 into the pit lane, followed by the rest of the field, except okay, nope. Dittmer stays out. Wilson stays out. Keith Bradley, Brandon Bullock are in there, so another split decision. Bradley, Bullock, LaBeouf, Zimmerman in the pits of the drivers that are on the lead lap. Wilson, Dittmer, Adamson, and Sickles staying out, but Dale Adamson, he went into the pits on lap 109. Everybody went into the pits on lap 125. We're currently on lap 148. Now the shoe is on the other foot for Keith Bradley.
Keith Bradley now coming out of the pits, plenty of time.
In exactly the same position that Bradley Wilson restarted in.
Let's see.
And
now,
you want to see the parallels of this. On that restart, when they went in, they were only on 16 lap old tires. Keith Bradley, well, as he's going to be restarting, these guys are on 24. As my stream almost killed me right there.
Very, very interesting strategy calls. Starting in the same spot. Can he make it happen, though, in 3 laps? And how aggressive do you block if you're the leader of Bradley Wilson?
I'm pretty sure Bradley Wilson is got to be shaking in his boots because we've seen Keith Bradley. We were asking, how aggressive do you need to be? Well, we're about to see it right here. Bradley on the outside line, which has been the faster line. And this is going to be very insane. You just see he's already practicing his pulling off right now.
Oh, this is going to be a very interesting thing. If any of these drivers, I would be terrified if I'm in front of that hungry Keith Bradley, who I need to look at this. Keith Bradley has 1 win. He can be our first repeat winner of the entire series. Got a battle for it, but Dittmer also a repeat winner if he makes it happen.
Lights are off on the pace car.
Oh, I'm nervous too.
Entering turns 3 and 4. Green, white, checkered. Here for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Here on Racecraft TV. Old tires versus new tires. Doing it for Dan is green. Here, green, white, checkered. And immediately goes Bradley Wilson off in front of the lead. It's a wall in front of Keith Bradley as it's too wide in front of him. He's going to dive below the yellow line. He's doing anything he can to pass these 3 cars ahead of him.
That's a lot of time lost right off the bat, especially with those brand new tires. I do not think he's going to be able to make it now.
Do not
Way
think,
too
do not
far.
believe, you're just going to witness what's happening in front of your eyes. Bradley down low. He's up into the white flag lap on Adamson. Bradley up into 4th. White flag in the air. Right in front of him, Adamson goes wide again. And now Bradley's up into 3rd. He gets tapped by Adamson in turn. It's a crash for Bradley. And contact. Stephen Gregory and Keith Bradley, massive contact as the checkers fly in the air, and it's gonna be Bradley Wilson doing it for Dan at the end of this race, and Keith Bradley cannot believe what's happened. Adamson going wide, comes up the track and straight into the bumper, and a massive contact for Keith Bradley and Stephen Gregory. Oh my goodness, I don't think we counted on that happening at the end of the race.
Oh, man, Stephen Gregory just had a beating today.
Oh my goodness. Massive contact to end the race, and Bradley Wilson, oh my goodness, they're killing each other in the pit road. Keith Bradley just killed Adamson in the pit road as Bradley Wilson does it for Dan and burns it down at the line.
What a race for the 51 of Bradley Wilson.
What?
Making it
Oh my.
work. Tyler Dittmer and Dale Adamson rounding out of your podium. Wow, some close calls, perfect pitting strategy.
Bradley Wilson takes the win, followed by Tyler Dittmer. Dale Adamson in 3rd place, followed by Mike Adamson, Eric Zimmerman, Brandon Bollock, Blake Lothian, Jeff Sickles, Keith Bradley, Jeff C. Siraj, Brady LaBeouf, Stephen Gregory, Chris Cinnamon, Robert Richards, Michael McKinnon, Ben Godoyski, Justin Scruggs, and Taylor Peacock followed by Tyler Daniels at the end of this grid here for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Oh my goodness, that was a crazy, crazy race. And we are standing by the man who did it for Dan, who had an insane race today. Ladies and gentlemen, Bradley Wilson.
Oh my god. This was an incredible race.
It certainly looked like an incredible race for you. You had all the pressure on your shoulders this race. Your qualifying wasn't the best, but you did it for, like your Sunstrip says, you did it for Dan. Up 15 spots and taking the win here today on a tire strategy that might have left you on cold feet at the end of the race, but hey, it all worked out in your favor. How are you feeling after that?
I'm feeling pretty good about it. With all the recent events, it feels good to definitely overcome it and get a win for CG and White Knuckle Esports and Shenandoah Shine. I didn't know how we were gonna fare off with the cold tires in the final restart, but my crew chief Lee Morgan told me to just stuff it out or stick it out there and just keep going, and it ended up working out pretty well.
Hey, working it out with a win is definitely the best way to do it, and the best part of working out on the win, hey, you have momentum going into the championship round next week.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
Well, you're pretty much out of words and out of breath right now, so I'm going to be taking it easy on you. But before we let you go, anyone you want to thank before you go celebrate with everyone in the CGE group?
I want to thank my dad, Eric Robertson, White Knuckle Esports, CGE, Shenandoah Shine, Wrecked Out Graphics, Cheston Green, Lee Morgan, Garrett Dell for all the help they've done in the NASRA, spotting me, crew chiefing me, Dan Gallant for picking me as his driver. It truly is a great opportunity. KW Suspension, and just all around my family. They've supported me for, I think, 12 years now for racing, and I couldn't thank them enough for it.
Man, what a amazing race, and Well, yeah, pretty sure everybody on your entire rear hood of your truck is proud of you right now. Congrats on the wins. We'll see you next week, man.
All right, thanks, Austin. I hope to be in the same spot too.
All right. Thank you, Bradley, as Peyton is standing by with Tyler Dittmer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm standing by with Tyler Dimmer. Tyler, how do you feel?
Heartbroken, man. It sucks. It sucks to be on the outside of the championship 4 after, I would say, running some of the best races in Pocono and here. Getting screwed because people want to get in line on lap 2 at Chicago. Didn't get a single stage point. Blew an engine while running 6th. It sucks, man. It really sucks being on the outside here. Great run tonight, but it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like that is a rough feeling, and I can only imagine how you feel about looking on the outside from what you've seen and some of the upsets of some drivers that you would never think to win a playoff spot. So
I mean, I expected Lothian, Bradley, and Wilson up there. No offense to Bullock. Him getting in kind of hurt me a lot, is what it is. I'm not going to comment on the whole situation of last week, but it is what it is. You know, it's just frustrating being on the outside looking in when I've been one of the top 5, if not top 3 drivers this season.
Yeah, it's a rough season and rough ending to the season, I guess, and good race tonight. You know, top 3 and almost putting on a chance for the win, but just wasn't enough. And before I let you go, is there anyone you want to thank for the run you had?
Yeah, just want to thank was Lizardworks Racing for supporting me, Mike McKinnon for putting this on. He's put on a great league here, and you know it means a lot to you when you're frustrated being this close. Fun racing. Just you know, we'll move on next week. I'll thank my fiance for sticking through the season. But yeah, move on to next week, and maybe we'll just go win that race next week and let the championship 4 figure it out by finishing second. I don't know. That's all we can do. Thanks again for you guys for putting this on as well. Appreciate it.
No problem. Austin?
I'm standing by with Dale Admonson, that 46, who had a incredible last lap in a race here today. He entered that last lap not even in 5th place, and he finished on the podium. Dale, walk us through that final lap and that final restart.
Well, I just want to start off most importantly, that race was the best race I've ever had almost every night when I come to Friday nights here at NASRA. I do enjoy for Michael McKinnon for setting up this league and for me and my dad to race in here. Now on the last lap, I didn't think I was going to finish 3rd, but I knew my dad and Keith Bradley were going to have their racing incidents there, but you know, it is what it is. I managed to pull it off on some old tires, and I managed to make it from the back a couple times up to the front, and now I finished P3, and it's a great feeling.
Yeah, a little fact for your tires. You had the oldest tires of the entire field on the restart.
It kind of killed me there at the end. I knew I wasn't going to have enough set of tires, and plus that was my last set, so that's what was going through my mind, was just like, I need to strategize here for these last few set of laps and just make it through to the end, and somehow, surprisingly, I did without wrecking anyone.
Well, you made it onto the podium as the only non-playoff driver, so certainly putting a wrench in the points works right there, but what a race you had. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
I just want to thank Over the Top Designs, even though I wasn't, for the paint scheme that you see on broadcast is the Mad Dog Motorsports, but I'm running my Over the Top Designs truck paint scheme. I do thank them. Like I said, I thank Michael McKinnon, my dad, and everyone else that's a part of Mad Dog or Mission 1 Esports or anyone in the NASRA League.
All right, thank you, Dale. You have yourself a great afternoon. And speaking of points, we have Michael McKinnon with us to give us a breakdown of the point structure now as we head into our grand finale next week.
How we doing, Bellas? Pretty good race. Points shake out like this. With Wilson's win, that's 2 in the playoff round, so he's in. Bullock took the win from at Pocono because of the controversy we all had. Lothian beat out Bradley by 3 points, but they're both in and they were safe. So that is our top 4. Wilson, Bullock, Bradley, and Lothian.
Wilson, Bullock, Bradley, and Lothian are
Blake Lothian.
the final. Well, Peyton, with that final 4 laid out, any one of these drivers could take the win here and the championship next week. And I've got to be honest, I can't wait. Can it be next Friday immediately, right? Does anyone have a time machine? Can it be next week now?
It would be fun, wouldn't it?
It certainly seems like it's going to be a amazing race next week. Michael, a shame that your engine blew out at the end of this race after that contact, as some drivers are doing donuts right there on track. They're certainly excited for next week. I'm certainly excited for next week. Peyton's certainly excited for next week, as he is currently, he's actually left the microphone booth.
I'm right here.
Oh, you're right here. You just got to push to talk again.
You're talking. Yeah. I'm not going to talk over you.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us here on Racecraft TV for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series here at Phoenix. Next week, we head to the finale. I've been joined by Peyton Hill. We had a special on-track guest reporter of Michael McKinnon this week. And I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.